today's installment in the Juvie Hapnation series, episode 4. And today we're going to talk about the Livingstoni, if that's how it's pronounced. And this guy is, he's a thick, robust fish that really holds his own. He was apparently first noticed in the 1800s by a gentleman named Livingstone, which was a little bit confusing because I always thought Livingstoni was because he acted like a living stone. So maybe it's a combination of how he acts and the fact that a gentleman named Livingstone was the first one to notice and categorize this fish. They're considered semi-aggressive, and even though this one is really, he's a tough guy. And, but you know, they kind of mellow out a little bit when they get older. And they can get up to about 10 inches. So you'll need a tank that's over 100 gallons for a fish like this once they color up and get fully up to full size and maturity. And they can be very beautiful with blue around the face and very impressive. And of course, my specimen here is asserting himself. Very strong fish, very aggressive, very assertive. And as juvies, as you can see here, and as he gets older, he'll definitely need a lot more space. They're well known because they hunt in a very unique style. They lay on their side and will look like they're dead or look like a stone, and then suddenly have a head movement that will capture an unsuspecting small fish. So I've seen some videos on YouTube of them lying on their side. It's pretty interesting how they do it, and will lay there completely still like a possum. At any rate, it's the Livingstoni, and here's what they look like when they get older and color up. Sorry about the glare. I'm filming in the daytime, which I normally don't do, so I have a little bit more glare than usual. But I went to a web page called Animal World, and Animal World had some good information on this fish. You can see the web page here. As I go through these episodes, I'll use various sources such as Cichlid-forum, Something Fishy. There's lots of web-based places for information. For this one, I went to this website here and picked up some information on the Livingstoni. As you can see on these different pages, there's just a wealth of information available. And if you do a little search here on any fish, you can get quite a bit of info at your fingertips pretty easily from websites like this one. And I found this one very informative. He can live on a high-protein diet, even though he will eat some vegetation, like a pescivore or more like an omnivore. So, some veggie flakes are not a bad idea. They are subject to Malawi bloat, so don't overfeed. They also prefer, like most cichlids, pristine water conditions. So you have to be steady on your water changes. Provide very clean water, and they do like a little water movement. And they also like decor in the tank where they can actually hide, and they have been known to sometimes even bury themselves a little bit. So sand or aragonite, a softer sand without sharp edges is probably a better substrate, and he will end up eventually in a tank with a sand substrate. So if the water does get dirty or brackish, they tend to get, it tends to affect their eyes. Their eyes can actually become infected. So you got to really keep them in clean water. They're all over Lake Malawi, from the shallows to as far down as 375 feet. So they're all over the lake-wide distribution. And they're not an endangered fish by any stretch of the imagination. And I'm really looking forward to this guy. Putting on some size, putting on some color. He already has some great markings in his anal fin and dorsals. And really asserting himself this morning for the camera. Just showing everybody who's boss. Even though he does keep his distance from the two tank bosses, in particular the Taiwan reef. Doesn't really want anything to do with him. All right, so that's it on the Livingstoni, the HAPLOCHROMIS Livingstoni. Just a great fish, a stocky palooka of a fish. And there you go. He gave us a yawn. That's it for now.